weather this time of year in the South? Perfect. Fall football weather. And we've got the roof wide open here at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in the heart of Georgia. Today, it's Week 12 of the NFL season, and we've got a good one in store between the Minnesota Vikings and the Atlanta Falcons. The final playoff push is upon us. It's Week 12 of the NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. This taken in at the goal line. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further.
The Vikings take over first and 10 at their own 13-yard line.
Play action. It's Tannehill. He'll dump this off to Cook. 4 yards the result on the first play from scrimmage. Second down. Well, this defense for the Falcons, they were very strong last week in the win over Carolina.
And one of the key things you always look for when you're evaluating a defense is how opportunistic are they? How many takeaways do they get per game? And how about last week's game? That number, 6. Absolutely phenomenal performance. They were on top of their game right from the first snap.
Throwing again on second down, but this time it's incomplete.
Well, they certainly did a nice job there, picking him up out of the backfield and then running stride for stride with it. That's good coverage, and it led to an incompletion.
This defense looking for an early stop. This is 3rd down and 6. A shotgun snap for Tannehill. That's complete to Justin Jefferson. And they snap him short of the first as he can only get to the 20. Short completion, just 4 yards. And that's going to make it 4th down. So on 4th down, on is the punter Ryan Wright. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. A 40-yard punt, 5 yards on the return. And it will be Falcon football.
Their own 42-yard line.
Falcons 1st and 10 here as Ritter gets them ready at their own 42. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. That's into the hands of Pitts, the tight end. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he is going to have a Falcons 1st down. They needed 4. He doubled that. He wound up getting 8. The Falcons at 7-3 now on the year. And they've been in a great groove. Winners of 7 of their last 10 now on the year.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
And a good push up front, and he's able to navigate his way down inside the 30. Back to throw now on 1st down. Oh, he's trying for Smith-Schuster, but it's intercepted. It's Cameron Dantzler who picks it. And the Falcons will have the football as this is taken up past the 30. So the holding call on the offense, so they go ahead and decline that one and take possession of the football on the INT. From the pistol, they run it with Cook. Troy Anderson, the man on the tackle. When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12. Let's see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down. Throwing on 3rd down, Tannehill. That'll be caught by Rice. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 23 yards on the play. 1st and 10, and they've got 3 tight ends out there. A jumbo package look. They'll fake the handoff. Now Tannehill. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. Touchdown, Vikings. Johnny Mundt, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Vikings take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown. Parkey with the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Now after the score, it's Parkey on to kick it away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
Here we go.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others. Where they think they have an advantage, dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
Ready?
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. He'll find Juju Smith-Schuster. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line.
But one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. But defensively on the previous play, they gave up a pretty good chunk of yardage, but right there, they got a good portion of it right back.
And if we just flip it around from the offensive perspective, took a nice step forward, and how about a couple of leaps backwards after that play? They've got to figure out a big call coming up here to try and gain that yardage back.
They get 16 out of that one, but they'll still need to convert on 3rd. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. From the gun, he'll hand this off. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first.
Hey, go ready.
And they'll run on the inside handoff. And some room to maneuver. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. Tyler Beatty, his 8th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Falcons are an extra point away now from tying this ball game. Extra point up and good by Garibay. And we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. Kene Nwagu now out of his end zone. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some extended rest. Does that change how they manage the rest of this one?
I think it does a little bit, but not by too much, because you're right. You get the extra rest, you get a chance to heal up and kind of, do a little bit of a reset for this team. But it's also 7 extra days to think back to the last time you were on the field. So now, a little more importance on what they're getting done, because they carry it with them for essentially 2 weeks.
Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the first. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. This ball complete to Rager. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard.
Now, I'm not putting him in the Hall of Fame, but if you look at the great linebackers in history, they all have that ability to innately sense where a play is going, sometimes even before the ball snapped, and they're there and end up making the play.
And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. Heavy set out there on 3rd and 1. They'll run it. Here's Cook. And he's got the first down yardage as he takes it down to the 49. A gain of 4 that time as the drive continues. From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Cook on the toss left. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. Give him 18 there and give the Vikings a first down. Well, CD a lot of times like to separate speed and quickness, and they've got a back that's both. We know that he's fast in the open field, but, man, his first step is so quick, too.
It is something, isn't it? Because you think of that type of speed getting to the perimeter and turning upfield, but also when you run those...
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by Richie Grant. And the Falcons are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 24-yard line. Falcons 1st and 10 here as Ritter gets them ready at their own 24. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
And that's a nice job there because you've got to play the ball, not the man when in coverage. That'll keep you away from a lot of needless penalties, and he's able to knock that one away.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. He'll find his man, Laviska Shenault. And he'll be corralled right around the 34. His first catch there, good for 10 yards and a first down. From the gun, they'll try to run it. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 60 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half. Oh, he's broken off some big-time runs here in this first half.
Man, let's just face it. When you go into a game, you think you've got the plays that are going to work, but when you actually get out there and they're starting to happen, your confidence rises, and he's running with terrific ability right now.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
This could be the start of a nice stand from this defense now after getting walked backwards on this drive. Come through with another one here, and you have them staring at a 3rd and long, and that puts the defense in a position to dictate to the offense.
And he'll get it down here to the 43. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard. He'll look to throw. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. DJ Wadham got off his spot quickly and got to the quarterback. 4th down, so they send out Trenton Gill. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. This is taken at the 10. That'll go as a 39-yard punt, give him 9 on the return, and it will be Vikings ball 1st and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls that work. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover that plagued it on the last one.
They run again on 1st down, Cook. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down.
Not a huge carry there on 1st down, but not all of them will be. But still, all in all, a positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on 2nd down.
On 2nd down, Cook. And he'll get 2, maybe 3 up near the 37. So they cite the right guard this time with a holding penalty.
And so many different assignments you could have at that position, and sometimes you might just be a step too late and have to grab and hold on.
A quick throw caught by Rice. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. If they didn't have that penalty a moment ago, it'd be a first down. Still a nice 13-yard pickup. A few moving pieces on that play because that was an RPO, was it not?
It was, but one important piece that didn't move incorrectly, the offensive line. Because when you're running this play, as he continued down the line of scrimmage, sometimes the lineman can wander downfield. If you're more than a yard downfield, it's illegal to throw the football at that point. But they held their ground, held their spot, and turned it into a nice game.
So they're forced to punt on fourth as this one's away. Here's Allen. A good return there, 17 yards. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10.
Here we go.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive.
And you know, it's certainly a lot of football left to play. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're in first place in their division, looking really good and looking to be a threat come January.
You know, you want those early holiday shoppers, partner, or you want those guys to get your list done? Because think about what every team has on their holiday shopping list right now. What's the number one goal? Make the playoffs. Number 2, win your division. Number 3, and I think the biggest goal of all, try to get the number 1 seed so you get that first-round bye and ensure you don't have to go anywhere in January and hopefully get to the Super Bowl that way.
3 tight ends in the ball game here on 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. That ball is caught. It's London for the Atlanta touchdown. A 16-yard touchdown. And the Falcons have taken the lead. Extra point up and good by Garibay. And that makes the score 14-7. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. And Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are, but let's face it, partner, they can't get caught looking ahead to that couch time while they're playing this one. They've got to take care of business first.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Tannehill
swinging this out wide here for Cook.
We've hit the 2-minute mark of the 2nd quarter. 14-7. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. 1st down, here's the run with Cook. Try to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And no more. Calling no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. Now it's Tannehill. That's to Cook out of the backfield. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. So the completion good for 7 there. And that's going to bring up 3rd and 2.
Well, come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here.
A 10th carry in the game for Cook. And Cook was fighting for it, but I don't think he got there. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Returnable now for Allen. We'll call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And the Falcons will get it 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. Over the middle, hauled in by Smith-Schuster. So they'll get 8 out of that completion. And it'll be 2nd and a couple.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion and would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete. Hold on a second. Was that the fullback? That was the fullback. Who says it? The slot receivers are the only guys who can catch the football and get big yardage after the catch. Really nice job there, showing good hands and an ability to get upfield.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up, not that time. And unless this is a quick incompletion, this is likely the last play here of this first half.
They'll go with a touch pass here, trying to pick it up.
And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. The Falcons back to receive. They've got the lead, and they'll get this football as the second half gets underway.
Fields it right around the goal line. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little bit better. I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation to pick up those pass rushers, because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half.
Right back to him on first down. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45.
So that time they get the tight end on the hold.
Normally he's a pretty good run blocker, but this time he just didn't get his arms extended and let go quickly enough. The flag came out as a result.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game, back to the ground. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's second down.
And that's what this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time, forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
Now back to throw.
He's got his pass-catching tight end. That's Pitts.
And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 17 yards on the catch and run. It's a first down.
Hands it off out of the gun.
And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Viking territory.
87 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. Open man right side is Smith-Schuster, complete. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 35. A nice pickup of 17 yards. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
And here's a handoff out of the gun.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Here we go. Here we go.
Here's 2nd and 8. He'll get this one complete to Davis. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 20-yard line. They give him 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs. Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw.
Throw over the middle. Going to be caught here by Pitts.
And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a second and about a foot.
Well, he made that catch knowing full well that at the end of it, he's going to catch a pretty good lick.
I guess if there's anyone on this team that can absorb a pop, it's him. They still need about the length of the football here, maybe a little less as they come up on 2nd and inches. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Touchdown! Tyler Beatty. He scored on the ground and through the air. And the Falcons take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. And his kick is good, but flags come in. Looks like we're going to get a roughing call here on the follow-through. And that flag accepted. After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Trying to fire up that running game with Dalvin Cook. Yeah, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle. That's what we saw right there.
Yeah, and that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Tannehill on 3rd down. Open man, it's Rager. He's got it. Touchdown, Vikings. So on 3rd and medium, they dial up the pass, and it works to hit the end zone.
And it's really not a surprise to me. That's a throwing down in the NFL because of how tough it is to run the football. But what offenses like to do is still show run formations to make them respect it and throw out of those. In this case, they took a nice shot at the end zone and made it pay off.
Now after the score, it's Parkey on to kick it away. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Called it the 26. About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. They were able to extend their lead with an opening drive touchdown here in the 3rd quarter, but that just got matched a moment ago.
So we know that what they discussed at the half worked. Now, what are the counters to that? Well, you don't just run the same things over and over. Some do, but many will also show something and then come back with something else to keep the defense off balance.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Throws right back to London, complete again. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line. So that one a hold right guard.
And you understand why offensive and defensive linemen probably go to martial arts schools and work on their hands so often, because that can be the make or break difference on a play. This time he had to grab a jersey in order to make the play happen. Got caught for the penalty.
And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. On 2nd down, they'll run it here. And a pretty athletic run right there as he's going to get this down inside the 40. 102 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. He'll look to throw. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the 3rd quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. They'll look to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Davis. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 22-yard line. Back to throw. This to Pitts, and he's got him. Touchdown, Atlanta. Kyle Pitts, a 22-yard touchdown grab. And the Falcons are able to extend their lead in the final seconds of this third quarter. Extra point up and good by Garibay. And the lead now up to 14. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Nwangu now from his end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. A strong showing their last time out. They scored the touchdown, but Charles, they look up and they're still down double digits, so you feel like just to keep pace, this drive probably needs to end in the end zone as well.
Yeah, and I think the best move for them is to not worry about how far they are down on the scoreboard, but to just remember the last drive and how it ended. Go ahead and try and repeat that. Then you can look at the scoreboard and see where this game is.
The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already. To throw is Tannehill. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Give it big credit for his coverage right there, because when he saw the route break deep, he stayed in position to prevent a completion while avoiding any risk of a flag.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Tannehill. Buying time to his left. That'll be caught. It's Rager. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That'll wind up a gain of 27 on the catch and run.
Good yardage on the completion there. When they look at the scoreboard, they do understand a field goal is not going to do them any good. My guess, they're going to press the ball downfield as far as possible. Try and throw it into the end.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by Bryce Callahan.
And the Falcons are going to take over at their own 28-yard line.
Well, down 2 scores in the fourth quarter. It maybe wasn't quite desperation time, but it was getting close. And that interception there on the deep ball, that probably slams the door on their chances.
And maybe that was the thought process, that it wasn't quite desperation time. So now you take the shot before they're going to lay back any farther.
And that's caught inside the 30. Touchdown, Falcons. A big play there with his first career NFL touchdown.
And the Falcons are closing in on a third straight win as they widen the gap further here in the fourth quarter. Extra point up and good by Garibay.
And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Atlanta's 11 ready to go, and they kick it away.
Nwangu now from his end zone. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this fourth quarter.
What we just saw there, that's really been a common theme all afternoon.
A lot of pressure. That forced the errant pass. He's been under duress this entire afternoon. He just had to unload that one. He's fortunate it was just incomplete and not intercepted.
Meanwhile, Tannehill's throw complete there to Rice.
Tannehill on first down. That's caught by his tight end, Foster Moreau. And he's out of bounds as he gets this down to the 45. From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. Play action, it's Tannehill. That's complete to Moreau, the tight end. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down. From the red zone now, Tannehill.
Quick throw, knocked away, and incomplete.
Coaches talk about it all the time. Players talk about it as well. Excellent job staying disciplined in coverage and making that stop. Inside the red zone, every stop like that could be preventing a possible touchdown.
Tannehill intercepted again. Picked off by A.J. Terrell.
That is now 7 interceptions between last week and this week. 3 in this game, 4 a week ago.
And I saw the head coach write on his play sheet, make a little note. I hope he's writing self-scout. Bring in the guys that scout games for you with a different eye and watch him and see what's going on, and maybe they can pick up what the flaws are, and hopefully they can correct them.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive.
And after the interception, they are sitting in an even better spot with the ball and a comfortable fourth-quarter lead.
Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
A run with a fullback. It's Ben Mason.
Only a gain of a couple there. That leaves them needing about 7 here on 3rd down.
So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage.
On 3rd down, they go with Singletary. And he's just going to be short here, barely. Maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches.
Good, strong run against the 3-4 set. And that 3-4, you've got to have your guys up front eat up a lot of blocks. The guy playing over the center, the nose, he usually has to take on double teams. But when you're able to successfully move him, you're often able to get some yardage. And that's when linebackers have to clean up and make tackles.
A 39-yard punt, a return of 5. And the Vikings will take over here, 1st and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
And just looking ahead, it would appear that bye week is coming at the right time. They'll have 2 weeks to chew on this one. They'll probably not one that they want to chew on. A poor performance from start to finish. 64 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 13 times.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
On 1st and 10, Tannehill.
And he's got this to Jefferson. And he's going to get this down near the 25.
Hard to believe his first catch of the game defensively. They bottled him up. That's why they're well on their way to victory.
Put your best cover guy on him and then change the coverages behind him throughout the game. Brackets, double, zone, man, you name it. Make sure he gets a lot of angles.
Right.
Now a play fake, and it's Tannehill. And he's got his big tight end over the middle, complete. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3.
Cook is in. Touchdown, Minnesota. So a little bit of a letdown there defensively. I mean, look, you're still 2 scores to the good, CD, but things may be a little more uncomfortable than they had hoped.
Yeah, if you kept him out of the end zone there, this game's over. You've locked the door on him. Instead, it's still open a little bit, and they've got a puncher's chance.
And he will find the end zone again. So he gets the touchdown and the 2-point conversion, and that'll cut this deficit down a little bit further. Now after the score, it's Parkey on to kick it away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. Now there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
Check.
Right back to Singletary on second down. Yeah, so they get that one, Charles, on the right tackle.
Yeah, oftentimes in that spot, you're trying to work against a defender, trying to set the edge in the running game, and you're trying to drive around and get your body twisted so that he can't get there. Sometimes your hands get too involved.
And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first time out. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. This offense so far on third down, they've hit 4 of 7. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. They'll try and run for this with Singletary. A 3-yard gain and enough for the first down.
Brandon, when a defense just simply can't get off the field on third down, we all know how important that down is for both sides of the ball. You often feel like you're just a step behind whatever they're doing offensively.
And one of the differences in this game, no doubt, third down conversion, and that is going to be a story they'll talk about after this one. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. The defense can stop it twice more as they take a knee here. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Second and 11 now. Singletary, they'll go up the middle. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. And quickly, we're going to get another stop here with 1:54 left as they call the timeout defensively.
And this is an absolutely big third down that's been set up here, partner, and there's no other way to put it. The defense has to get a stop here if they have any hopes of winning this game.
Has to. You said big third down. I'd put the word big in capital letters here. Now a toss to Singletary running to the left. Give him the third down conversion. 5 yards on the play. Starting to look like this drive, it may be the final nail in the coffin.
Well, this is why you work out so hard, right? This is why you spend all that time in the offseason. This is why you have those OTAs and mini camps. For these situations, these scenarios, to run someone into the ground and secure a victory.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. The Falcons in victory formation as they take a knee. One final kneel down here, and that should just about do it.
Listen, anytime you take a knee to end a game, that means you've won it. So it doesn't matter whether it's home or on the road, but there's something a little extra special about doing it in front of your home crowd, isn't there?
And the home crowd applauding. They're happy with what they've seen. Chalk this one up in the left-hand column for a win.
Yeah, that's right. Head to the locker room, throw the wristbands in the crowd for the kids, your gloves, your towels. Get to share it with the home team.
Well, this was a very close ball game at halftime, Charles, but in the second half, that offense kind of kicked things into another gear, and they were able to pull away for the victory.
And Brandon, I think they're the type of team that just looked in the mirror and said, hey, ton of pressure on, but we're the type of team that can flat out handle it. They stood up with confidence, and made it happen for a victory.
So for the Falcons, they keep pace in the playoff race as they move to 8-3 on the year. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the New Orleans Saints. Meanwhile, for the Vikings, it was a win they needed to turn the season around, but instead, they fall to 5-7. And they'll get the extra week to think about this one as they return to action in 2 weeks' time.